In this video, I'm going to show you how I managed to beat the Twitter algorithm. I did it back in 2020 and now I'm going to show you guys how we do it in 2021. Hi, I'm Des from the Music Marketing Academy. If you're looking to market either you, your band or your brand in this fast growing music industry, then you've definitely come to the right place. Let's get on with it. So you want to know how to beat the Twitter algorithm in 2021, right? The very first thing you need to do is tweet more text tweets. Now guys, if you think about this logically, Twitter wants to encourage a lot more conversation. A lot more conversation means people stay on the platform a lot longer. And the way you can help Twitter do that is by tweeting with more text tweets. Now, a text tweet manages to get through the algorithm a lot faster because it hasn't got as many checks and balances like a video or audio. And the great thing about text tweets is they're extremely fast to do. It doesn't take you long at all. And in fact, the shorter, the better. The second thing that Twitter likes to see on your account, so you can beat this algorithm, is it likes you to follow and engage. In essence, it likes to see a lot of interaction going on in your account. So it likes, if you follow lots of people and you engage with lots of people, it shows the algorithm that your account is active. But one thing I will say, guys, and this is a little tip for you, if you follow new accounts, try to engage with them straight away. So this means going to their account, going through all the tweets and actually clicking on something that you might find of interest and actually replying to it. Guys, I've got a bonus as well. If you stick to the very end, I'm going to give you a bonus that very few people are doing at the moment. So watch this to the very end. What was fantastic in 2020 to beat the algorithm still works in 2021. The next thing I'm going to show you is called Twitter lists. Twitter lists are basically lists that you can actually put people in, which allows you then to actually section them off into a little section within your Twitter account, and then you can actually tweet them whenever you like. Let's quickly show you how to set that up. So guys, it's really easy to set up. If you're on desktop, all you need to do is go to lists, then go to create list, give it a name, so any name, put in a description, any description, and you can even make it private. I'm going to make it mine private, or you can keep it open. That means everybody can actually see it, but we're going to keep our one private. Click on next, and then what you can do, guys, and then search for people that you want to put in this list. So you can either do a search in the top bar here if you know who you're going to follow. If not, you literally just choose any of these people that you want to put in this list here, click on add, and it basically adds them to the system. Click on done, and there you go. These 3 people are now on this list. So anytime now I want to go in and I need to tweet something, I can literally just go into this list, click on the any name, and I can then go through all their tweets and follow them and engage with them. And as a nice little bolt-on, you want to ask questions in your text tweets as well. So when you ask a question within a tweet, it basically encourages conversation, and you want to try and do this as well. When you jump into somebody else's tweet, ask a question just so there's a lots of engagement and interaction between the 2 accounts. And what worked well for me in 2020 that's working really well for me in 2021 is ensuring that there's a lot of engagement on your tweet in the first 2 to 3 hours. Now guys, this means is if somebody's actually left a comment on your tweet, make sure within the first 2 to 3 hours that you've posted it that you need to actually reply back to their comment as well. Again, this is just another little trigger that shows Twitter there's a lot of engagement between the 2 accounts. And guys, if you like what you've seen so far, please leave a comment down below. I read every comment and I reply back to any comment. If you're struggling on Twitter, leave me a comment down below and I'll answer any questions you have. Let's get on with it. Now, what works in 2020 still works in 2021. Do you want to hear what it is? It's basically tweeting at the right time. What a lot of people do is they just basically just jump on their phone and tweet anytime you want. You can't do that, guys. If you want to beat the algorithm, it means tweeting at the right time. And when I say tweeting at the right time, I mean going into your last tweets to see which ones did well, basically look at the time and the date, and then going forward, you know in the future when another tweet is going to do well at that sort of time as well. I would even say that tweeting at the right time is probably 80% of the success that I've had on my own personal Twitter account. I know there's certain times of the day that I really don't need to be tweeting because there's not that many people online that cover my demographic, but what I would say is I know the exact time, I know the exact hours that I need to tweet, and I do that every single day. I know exactly when to tweet. That's when I tweet at the right time. So guys, are you ready for this bonus? Twitter polls, all right? Not many Twitter accounts do Twitter polls, but what it does, it allows you, especially if you haven't been on Twitter for a while and you haven't taken my advice on what I said earlier, if you haven't been on Twitter for a while and you do a Twitter poll, I guarantee you're going to get a lot of engagement. Depends on what the actual Twitter poll is about. It needs to be something, I won't say controversial, but it needs to garner some interest within the people that you actually follow and who follow you. Now, even if you haven't had a lot of engagement with your previous followers, by doing a Twitter poll, it basically shoots you right to the top of the list, because Twitter loves engagement. It means that people stay on the platform a lot longer when they're engaging with something. When they're doing something on one of your tweets, it means they're engaging. You stay on their platform a lot longer, which means it can show more advertising. So you basically work hand in hand with Twitter. By doing a Twitter poll, you're basically encouraging people to engage and stick around on Twitter longer. They will reward you for this. But let me just say this, guys, it needs to be the right Twitter poll. You need to ask the right questions here. And guys, I would also recommend that you probably do this maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, this will not work for you. You need to do it maybe 2-3 times a week. See how many likes and see how many retweets you have. Go back into the tweet and then engage with those people. And what it does, it just kind of really kickstarts, it really restarts your Twitter account. So guys, if you like what you've heard so far, I'd ask you to subscribe and hit the bell notification. Each time I upload new content, and that's every week, you will actually be the first one to know. And if you want to watch my previous tips on what I did last year, you really want to look at this video here, this one that I did in 2020. This one has some really great tips on it as well. So guys, my name's Des from the Music Marketing Academy. If you're looking to market either you, your band or your brand in this fast growing music industry, then you're definitely in the right place. See you in the next video.